Ladies and gentlemen, Alex Jones here. You're listening to Iron Realm Media. I listen all the time, and it's the best truth show out there. Forget about the mainstream lying. Get your weekly dose of iron. Realm, that is. Stay woke, folks.
Alan. I like IRONWORX because it's where everybody knows your name, and they're always glad you came.
I love IRONWORX with Josh, Walt, and Zack. It's like sitting in your front room having a cozy chat with your best friends.
Hi, it's Diva here, and I just want you to know that IRONWORX with Josh, Walt, and Zack, it's definitely my favourite dose of reality. Come join the family and keep it flat.
Why sleep in when you could get your dose of iron in the morning? Listen to the IRONWORX.
This is Enlightened Dawn. Roses are red, violets are blue. Ironrealmmedia is the best on the plane. To this show, I will forever be true. You guys are truly the best, and I love you guys. I'm so thankful to have you in my life.
Do you like listening to space letters from Never a Straight Answer? Then tune in to the IRONWORX with Zack, Walter, and Josh. Break clear of the fear on the IRONWORX and become an Iron Scout.
Good morning, we talked the whole night through. Good morning to you. Good morning, it's great to stay up late. Good morning to you. Good morning, here. Wake up, wake up, wake up.
What is dark matter?
Okay, we don't know.
That's great. That's why it's called dark.
It's exactly.
Reputable information comes from random people on the internet. Everything's internet. The earth is flat. It's like school. Yeah.
Dark matter, that is something we do not know what it is. We believe that dark matter is there, but we have never detected it. Well, what I'm afraid of course, is that there is no dark matter out there. So what? There is no dark matter out there. We need to dig really hard.
Oh, man. OTGIF. Happy Friday, everybody. Welcome to the IRONWORX. We've managed to make it through another week. Somehow. And if only barely. And it would seem we are sans Zack so far this morning. He may be sleeping in, though, so I guess I can't get too angry. Good morning, Walter. How the hell you doing?
Hi there. I wouldn't blame him at all for doing such a thing.
Almost did it myself.
I kind of almost did, too. But I figured I could get up here and hang with y'all with a headache just as soon as I could lay in the bed with a headache. So I'm sure a lot of it's just decompressing from earlier in the week still. But things are still good with mother-in-law. She's still on the mend.
Good.
She'll outlive us all. Yeah. That's what Michelle keeps saying, and we just laugh. But it might be true. It'll be Marilyn and the Roaches at the end of the days. Oh. I'm gonna say hey to the people. Hey, the people.
Hey, people.
Rainbows Forever is a new one. To me, anyway. Did I know who that really is? It could be just regular somebody that we know, but YouTube's done the name switcheroony on everybody. So who knows? busted. I almost walked out of the guitar store with the damn Katana Mini X thing, whatever they're called. But I didn't do it because I've already got a mini amp that works just fine and can make all the noises that I needed to make. I just have to find it. But I almost bought it. It was on sale. And I was like, man, and I really got to play with it. And like I didn't get to play with yours, just saw it. And so I finally sat down with it. And man, it was impressive, I have to say. So anyone else looking for a practice amp, look into the Boss Katana Mini something, whatever. You'll know. It's small. It's battery powered, rechargeable. Yeah, it's good. It's good stuff. But anyway. I try my best not to buy stuff for myself during this time of the year. It's really hard when everything's on sale that you've been looking at all year long, gear-wise. The other thing is, how rude is it to ask everybody just to give you money instead of giving you, giving you a present so you can get that gear? No, I did try one year saying like, hey, get me gift cards for certain big box guitar stores. And then, you know, it turned into a whole like, oh, well, they don't really have much here at this big box guitar store.
I got $300 in gift cards and nothing to buy.
Nothing to buy. Yep. Yep.
Yeah, around here we typically just buy whatever the hell we want, whenever the hell we want it. You know, within reason, of course, but in such a way that it makes gift giving and gift buying a little bit more difficult. Today's Dixie's birthday, and I ain't got shit for her because I don't know what to get her.
Well, tell her a happy corporation formation day.
I sure will.
From me. Oh, man, I lost my place. Where was I? Did I say hey to Melissa? I don't know if I did. If I did, then you get two. Interesting. I love moonstone. I'm actually looking for some lapis lazuli, or whatever the hell it's called. That's my next crystal of acquisition. I have kind of hinted around. So hopefully my sister-in-law, who is also a rock hound, might be the one that could find me that awesome piece. I haven't even really looked yet, but it's talking to me that I need that.
Post suggest I just buy her some Bitcoin.
Right?
I mean, it's only 91,000 per. That's at XRP still just over $2. So maybe I'll buy her some XRP.
There you go. You can get her a little piece of a Bitcoin. Is that how that works?
Apparently, from the way I buy it, it's always just a little piece of Bitcoin.
Right. Oh, that's awesome, Melissa. She has a set of Reiki stones made out of lapis lazuli. Yeah, I had kind of went with the whole, like, right as silver and gold were starting up, I grabbed a little bit of silver, and then it really started going up. So I got a little more, and then suddenly it went back down, its head back down, and I was like, well, I better wait and not buy anymore. And then things started getting hectic around here with the mother-in-law and the health and us going to the hospital every other 3 days with her issues. And I kind of stopped paying attention, and then I looked, I don't know, something came through. Oh, one of those sterling silver guitar picks that Fender keeps putting out came through. I have a little 5-gram one over here that's actually a usable pick that you could use and play with if you were so inclined. I don't like the sound of metal picks anymore, so I don't ever have. But just having it as a collector item and being a guitar player, I had put a search reminder, whatever you call it, thing in their different little metallologist places. And so they apparently are restocking for the year, and Fender just put out one with like a little Christmassy vibe kind of on the pick. It's got little Christmas trees and stuff in the design. So they sent that to me yesterday in my text or something, and so I clicked through and it's like, damn, it's almost up to $60. Silver is, or it was yesterday anyway. It's like I should have stayed on it and kept buying while it was cheaper, because I was hitting it before it hit 50, trying to catch a lot before it got to 50, the classic stopping point for the increase. But yeah, Jack says her son has a metal pick but doesn't use it. Yeah, early, like in my guitar career, you know, to be as metal as you possibly can, what else would you do but play with a metal pick? I mean, come on. There was a few companies that made an attempt to really make them usable. I don't remember who that was now, but they would make them with like brass and, you know, stuff that instrumentation generally, historically, has been made from: cymbals, trumpets, you know, brass. And they were okay, but again, that feeling of metal on metal, just that always turned my like nails on a chalkboard. And not a real big fan of the tink when you're picking. Really cool little bird noises you can make there up above your fretboard with it, but it was not worth the mess of it. Man, new folks piling in. Let me say, hey, new folks. Well, not new, but, you know, returning folk. How about that?
Yeah, I got to tell you, Fiona, my arthritis started hurting me pretty good yesterday, and woke up just in lots of pain today on my hands.
Yeah.
My thumbs. Can't hardly grip much of anything. So maybe it's the cold, maybe it's space weather. I don't know. Maybe I'm just friggin' old.
Yeah, I'm beginning to think it might be it. As I despise winter more and more every year.
I'm just getting to be a bitch about it. Like, I just don't like the cold.
I fucking hate it. That's what I'm saying. When I was younger, I mean, you know, cool winter's here. We might get some ice and snow and get to play. And then as I got a little older, it's like, damn, you people don't know how to drive in the snow and the ice. And then when I got a little older, it was like, man, you people, don't you live here? Like, you know, it snows. And this is when I lived in Shreveport. You know, it snows, right? And they all would be like, what the fuck? Learn how to drive. But the actual body effects didn't really kick in until after the wreck. And I got that metal in my arm. And then I went from the dude freezing everyone out with the AC at the house to the one going, hey, it's fucking cold. Turn that shit down. Now, so me and Michelle switched, because now she's the one going, ooh, it's hot. Ooh, it's hot. Hormones. And I'm like, no, it's not. It's fucking cold. Stop. You're freezing me. Have I missed anybody? Wait, I did miss somebody. S.
Shoes.
That's
Shoes.
Yes, there it is. There it is. You figured it out. I couldn't do it. I know who that is. What I don't get, though, is why is the... I don't know who it is. Oh, man, what did I do? I think I clicked it. No, not sure. Unless that's just a brand new channel for somebody. Anyway, I'm delirious at this point. Oh, Well, it seems like there is other good news that I should let you guys know about. My brother's dog, Lulu, has actually gone to a different specialist type vet for the heart thing that was diagnosed recently that I asked you guys to pray about, which was essentially congestive heart failure, like stage 4, and like, yeah, love her much as you can, you know, that kind of thing, breaking their heart and, you know, giving them emotional turmoil. So they took her to the specialist or whatever to further the care or whatever, and found out that, yeah, she has a problem, but it's not anything like stage 4. I wouldn't even maybe call it a stage 1, or maybe 1.5 at most, definitely not a 2. So they actually like did an interview and recorded it to like, apparently, I don't know if they're going to like make some kind of formal complaint or charges or whatever, but they're really upset with the first people who apparently misdiagnosed this whole situation and caused the family so much emotional turmoil. They're not happy about it. So they did like a little interview and recorded it about the situation with Paul yesterday. So that's kind of crazy.
That is crazy.
But that's good to know that there still are vets out there or whatever like that do care enough to get involved and not just go, you know, give me your money. But she is definitely okay.
Good. Yeah, I'd be pissed too. I'm not sure how convinced I would be that it was a misdiagnosis as opposed to just false diagnosis.
Huh. Oh, maybe so. Have I caught up to everybody? I'm trying to see. I think I did. Oh, wait, I saw something about exercise. Oh, I didn't even think about that, Justin. I see as I scroll back up about putting some of that comfrey salve on your arthritis. If someone has some of that, it is specifically being told that in chat, then definitely I highly recommend it. And if you yourself, Josh, haven't acquired a bit of Melissa, the Accidental Alchemist's amazing comfrey salve, then I highly recommend getting in touch with Justin and Melissa and making that happen, because it has really been a life changer for my nails. Unbelievably. I mean, I knew she said it worked for somebody else, but I mean, I had been working on my nails for like probably a year, man, trying to figure out why I can't keep them from disintegrating on me, and they have stopped doing that since I started putting that on my aches and pains, because I definitely have been using it correctly. Oh, don't get me wrong, when I have some dry cuticles, I'll dip a little and put it in there and all that, but it's not like I'm using it exclusively for my fingers. Every time I go to the gym or pull something wrong or whatever and throw that on there, it's like, wow, this is just great stuff. The only thing I've had comparable, even close to it, was at the convention, I think, at Flattoberfest. Lee had some salve ointment that he had made from the first bloom of the dandelions, and that's the only time you can make this particular medication, salve, whatever you want to call it, out of that, and some nice cannabis he also was making happen. And man, that stuff also was, I think I still have a bit floating around right here in my area, actually, but it is also a great pain reliever.
Yeah, I might have
both of those.
Do a little sweet talking, see what I can do.
Both of those would be highly recommended to anyone out there. Reach out to Melissa there, the Accidental Alchemist, or if you're not sure about how to reach out to them, and they're right there in chat, you can find out. But also the Thunder Chicken himself, also a pretty decent alchemist.
Ian, are you ingesting borax, or are you soaking in borax? How are you using borax to help your arthritis? I see Special K says he's got a mix of borax and magnesium as a spray.
I just read that
multiple times. It's an interesting concept. Magnesium externally applied.
Yeah, I bought some at a like a farmer's market type situation that we went to a couple of years ago, and I don't remember exactly what was happening, stuff I needed to deal with my body, and went by her little booth and was looking at different stuff. Oh, it was when the whole like early days of the castor oil wave hit the internet. Everybody was putting it in their eyeballs and all that whole thing, and I was like, oh really? Okay. So she had that. She had like the patch things or whatever you call it, the poultice patch, whatever, you know, where you put it on there and soak in it,
compress,
soak it, and there's the name I couldn't come up with. Thank you. And so in looking at all that, talking to her and trying to figure out would this help whatever I was dealing with specifically, she was like, have you ever tried magnesium spray? And I'm like, I didn't know that you could put magnesium externally and it actually do anything. And she was like, yeah, here, try this. And so she sprayed some, you know, like on the back of my hand. And that's what she said, just do a little bit here. Don't do it too much. Wait, you know, go walk around the festival, come back and let me know what you think. And you'll definitely know something has changed. And I'm like, there's no way this little spray bit on my hand is going to do that. So I let her spray me and took off, and we went and walked around the rest of the festival. And I kept telling Michelle, you know, I know it's just probably power of suggestion, but I feel better. By the time we walked to the other end of the thing, I was like, yeah, I'm going back and get that bottle. So I did. And it was like, she did, like literally on the way out of the tent, she was like, oh, and be careful, it does dry your skin out a little bit. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. I can deal with that. I have lotion. Like before we got home, I noticed the back of my hand had started flaking skin off of it. I'm like, oh, so it really dries you out. So yeah, at that point I knew it probably wasn't going to work for me. And in using it, somehow maybe I had it on my hand and did something and got it on my hair, and it like fried my hair like you got a perm or something. I'd never seen anything like it happen. So yeah, I knew at that point that I was not the person for magnesium on my body. Don't get me wrong, I'm sure it's helping everybody that's talking about it there in the chat, but for my non-normal skin, it is not good. I've tried to give it to my daughter, and it's sitting literally at the corner of the counter on the way out the door, where she keeps forgetting to pick it up and take it out of here. I've also found out I can't supplement extra magnesium with my myasthenia gravis. It's one of the triggers that will cause me to have a serious crisis, not just a like, oh, I don't feel good, but it can mess me up badly. Apparently, magnesium oil burns like the devil if you get it in a paper cut. I used to have like a supplement that was just a magnesium with something else years and years ago that I took, Jack's, and then I found a nice multivitamin that had a lot of good stuff in it, that had enough of it to consider it extra supplementation, and I really liked it. And I've had to change my whole vitamin and supplement regime once the MG diagnosis came through, because some of those things can not just make me not feel great, but put me in the hospital. I have to be really careful. Interestingly enough, I did go to the doctor yesterday just to check up, 6 months, whatever, my regular doctor, and was telling him, he was just like blown away at my numbers. Like, man, your blood pressure, your health, your oxygen, everything is great. You're doing great. I'm like, yeah, I rock. It's like, well, so how's the MG? And I was like, yeah, I got it now. It's under control for me. I'm having, just like anyone who has this disease, you have bad days too. And there's like nothing makes that go away. Even the people who do all these newer, crazier things for it, like the intravenous stuff and something else is new out there. What do they do? Is it I can't remember, but there's lots of new things. And I'm like, when I went to my neurologist like 4 months ago or 3 months ago or whatever, he was wanting me to stop taking what I'm taking, the melanin, and start this whole intravenous, da 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 da. And I'm like, why? I've achieved a balance between the kratom and the dietary changes I've made, and you know, I've dealt with all symptoms in every way I can. Nothing like, you know, my gastrointestinal tract is doing great. So why would we go from this stasis normalcy that I've achieved to change it? And not just change it, but change it with something that's breaking through my blood-brain barrier. So I decided when I went to their page on this medication, and the first few sentences were like, you must make sure you're up to date on all your vaccinations. And I'm like, well, I guess I won't be doing this stupid shit, will I? And when I explained that to my doctor yesterday, he was like, well, fuck no. Why would you change? I'm like, exactly. It's like, I'm on that. I'm behind you 100% on that one. I wouldn't change. If you're balanced and everything's happy and you look and everything here is great, why mess it up? I'm like, exactly. My thoughts. If I wind up in the hospital on the breathing machine, then we'll talk about changing stuff up. But, you know, I'm still kicking ass and going to the gym. Right. So I'm good. But it was good that my doctor, who I already had a great feeling about, and he already was approving my cannabis and my kratom and my whole 9 yards of alternative health approaches, agreed that I should tell my neurologist to fuck off. Because he's almost like one of those guys that I don't like, the neurologist that pushes shit. It's like, yeah, all my other patients are not taking what you're taking and doing this. I'm like, yeah, but I'm not all your other patients. And whoever's paying you to use that medication can fuck off too. Anyway. It looks like someone has shown up. Mr. Will. What's up, Mr. Will? I missed anyone else? Ona has arrived. What's up, Ona? Since all my cat people are here, we finally have also achieved stasis in the kittydom here, except for just one little minor hitch. But, you know, at one point with Socks, the big, hulking, domineering, so big you don't know how to act, when he plays with the other cats and kitten, he's rougher because he's bigger and he's, you know, a feral cat. And even though I've got him like on his back, giving me his belly for rubs, he still has that tendency every now and again to be a little more aggressive and chase them around the yard, up a tree. He enjoys it. They don't. And then when the new family moved in, my cats were staying away at food time even, especially Little Wing. And it was getting concerning. Like, he had been gone 3 or 4 days, and I was afraid he wasn't coming back. Finally, Lord, Fletch had come back from the first litter, and Blackie Lawless had shown back up from the second litter outside, and then, you know, the newer cats, Jonesy, the orange guy, and Millie, the girl from the neighbors back in the back that left her with me, and they were all back around the house, coming and going in the feeding room out there. But there would still be days I would go out there after I would hear some tussle and go out, and there would go, you know, one of them shooting out across the fence, being chased by Socks. But as the cold weather has come into the situation, they've all realized that me keeping that little room heated out there for them is like worth some peace and quiet. Because like Michelle came home yesterday and she sent me a picture. I was at the gym and she sent me a picture. There was Blackie and Fledge on the washer. There was Socks and the kitten, whose name is going to be Pugsley. Apparently my name of Milk Stash did not meet with Michelle's approval, so he is now named Pugsley. Anyway, they're all sitting on the washer and dryer and just looking at her as she came in. Usually they take off, you know, when somebody opens the back door coming in, but they just let her take pictures and come on in. So they're all dealing with the cold quite well together. And Even Millie's found her a little spot off in the corner, kind of away from everybody. She's definitely the aloof female. But yeah, they're all at peace for the most part. Every now and again, Little Wayne, he's still like after that 4 days away, when he came back, he was eating like he had never eaten, and taking everybody's food, trying to get more food because he was starving. So he's still working that out because it's only been about 3 days that he's been back regularly. And he still gets a little freaky when he sees Socks come in the room or come back up through the cat door. He flips out a little bit and gets all tense but they'll work it out. They'll work it out. Wait, I see stuff about chia seeds. What's going on?
Apparently the Hello Kitty chia head is really expensive.
Oh, really? Apparently our buddy Jerry has been speaking about the MACE methodology. I see Ian and Jack's talking about that there in the chat, and then I see Chia being really good. And I went through a phase early 2000s, maybe mid 2000s, where one of my friends who's also into natural health presented some to us at a meal one day. He brought out this jar of what I thought was fish eggs or something. I don't know what the hell he had. And he explained that it was seeds he had soaked and that they turned into this jelly-like substance and how great it was for your body. And then he proceeded to talk about it and how, like, in the ancient times, it was used as a fucking form of currency. And that people put it in their fucking eyes. And I'm like, what the fuck? So he gave me a bag full and I soaked them and would put them on my food. I never got to the point where I could just gack them down in a spoon or a drink, but I could put it on like food, like a topping, like on my vegetables or whatever. And was enjoying that quite profusely, and then just got expensive to get and hard to find here in my area for a while, and I just kind of moved away from it. But this is the second reference I've seen to it here in about this many days, so maybe time to get some back in my life. I know there's a bunch of companies out there that put out like the mushroom, is the word for it, but I'm still recovering from a headache. Kombucha, yeah. That type of area of your supermarket, if you look, there's generally going to be a drink, including one made by that company that makes most of the kombucha drinks, Trilogy, I think their name is, where you'll see the seeds are in there. I tried one. Again, just gacking it down is not for me. But it's out there if you're interested. For sure. Yeah, I really like Jerry quite a bit as well, Jax. Yes, he is. Caleb, he is definitely straight up authentic. We need to reach out to that gentleman. We keep saying we're going to do that and just haven't done it. Maybe set that up for the first of the fake New Year type situation or something. Yo, Bill, that's not exactly the type of mace therapy that Ian champions, but there's certain dungeons I've heard about. You might get some of that. The ball on the chain. What's up, Brandon?
I just saw we did get a message from Zack. He did not sleep at all last night. Well, he says I did. Maybe he did a little bit, but not well. So
yeah, that's fine.
He's going to skip today.
You saw it. I did. Cool down. Love you, Zach. Feel better, man. I was almost right there with you, though. I didn't sleep for shit, but I knew mine was the headache I was trying to deal with. And still not, just recovering from the crazy few days with mother-in-law's thing.
Yeah, I was just tired. I just didn't want to get up out of bed. It's about the only time during the day that Layla's willing to snuggle with me. In so much as she'll sleep in the nook of my legs behind my knees and put her head up on my legs while I'm sleeping and snuggle. So there I was just laying there, petting the dog that doesn't like me when the alarm went off. And I just wanted to stay there.
Yeah, I get it. I had a kitten in my back when mine went off. Not a kitten, she's a cat. Now, there's not much kitten left in my house, but yeah, she was definitely snuggled in between me and Michelle. It's pretty nuts how she treats her, like she treats and acts so different with Michelle than she does with me. With me, if I get in there and get in the bed, and it's just me and her, she climbs up on my chest, lays there with her face in my face, her paws in my chest, on my neck and area, and purrs away while I pet her. And if I stop petting her and read my phone or something like that, she nuzzles her head up under my hand till I pet her some more, and then eventually she goes from, kind of up to low to full out, laid on me, stretched out, and we'll both go to sleep that way. And then when I turn over to my side, she's done, and she'll go down to my feet or up behind my crook of my knees like you're talking about. Sometimes she'll get on the side of my body, like on my side of my chest or side of my side or whatever, and lay there for a little while, but she really isn't about that. So, but with Michelle, she literally gets into, like, Michelle will be on her side, and she'll get in the crook of her arm, flip over on her back so that Michelle can just rub her belly. I can't even get to her belly. She don't like me playing with her belly, but she'll lay there on her back and Michelle's arm on her side. And, wait, what did I do? What happened? Really, Fiona? A tiger balm for a headache? I never would have imagined such a thing. I think I have some of that in my cabinet that I tried years ago for pain and really didn't do much, so I just left it in there. Oh, man, I'm sorry to hear that, Pine. Pine has lost his chicken. Or rooster, which...
It was a hen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a hen. Well, it scrolled as I read back over it to make sure I wasn't saying it wrong. I'm sorry to hear that, brother. So I think it was, I don't know who it was. Let me go back and see. Somebody, I so much happening, I can't keep up now. You guys are rocking and chat, but mentioning the cost of the vet situation, which is utterly beyond ridiculous. And to the point that, I just wasn't taking my cats to the vet at all unless they were like at death's door or whatever, when they all got sick, when I finally took one. But what I luckily found out is in a town about 30 minutes away, there is a animal hospital where normally, like here locally, around like 3 blocks away from my house, there's a place that they'll see your animal. Sure, bring $250 with you before we do anything. We're starting at $250. It's like, okay. But this place more is they're like $50 to get in there, and then when they treat you, when they treat your animal, not you, it's definitely not anywhere near the cost of most normal places. Now, I don't know what kind of vet they are that they can do that pricing, or why they're the vet that does that pricing. I'll ask them maybe is there a name for that extra care that you ask for or look for, and find a vet that doesn't charge an arm and a leg to take care of your family for you. So if you do look around in your area, it's possible you'll find that too. I don't know how to even approach finding it for you, or I would help you out. I know there's a guy named Dr. Andrew. Is that right? Let me go back. Yes, Dr. Andrew Jones, DVM. And In fact, let me share this little PDF for you guys. I keep it in a tab right now because I'm still reading over it. And this version of it has both cats and dogs. He puts out a just cats one. He puts out a just dogs one, but this has both. But if you reach out to him through his website, being that he's such a big name in the alternative veterinarian world, he might be able to point you in the direction of someone who might be able to treat your animal without expecting you to sell your soul. And there is the PDF that I've been reading over. I'll drop that in our chat here as well, Josh, if you'd like to peruse it.
Okay.
I don't think he does bunnies, but he might. I don't know. I haven't looked that far into his
I mean,
into his
again, it's
work,
a specialty. It's a...
Yeah, well, I know. As I say, he may not be even touching that world, but he may, again, know someone like him in that world who does more natural stuff than most others do. But not just that, he's also the kind of guy who'll say, yeah, it's okay to give your dog Benadryl because it helps them sleep and get over the fucking whatever and calms their nerves and do it, you know, all the stuff it does when you're sick and take it and knocks you out. And it won't hurt, you know, all that shit. Because my sister's animals during a hurricane one year, she was giving them Benadryl in the car on the way. Like, what are you doing? I thought she was killing them. And apparently her old school vet told her it was fine. Anyway, don't do that because I said it. I'm an idiot. Don't listen to me. Talk to Dr. Jones. I got lost. I was on his site for a second, trying to just see if I can see anything, but I'm not going to do that right now. It'll distract me too much. That's great. Melissa had a pug, apparently, who got hyper on Benadryl. That's kind of like my brother and I. We're opposites. When he takes stuff that knocks me out, it usually sends him spinning around the house. Yes, Vicks on the feet is supposed to be good. Only. As well as mentholatum. I believe you guys say it that way. No, mentholatum is what I say. I'm country. Sorry, I just saw. I love pugs. And it almost made me spit coffee. Only because on a show that I'm trying to remember, I think it was Kroll Show. Let me take the bit through, because all I can see is that lady saying, I love pugs. Damn it. Oh, yeah, it was Kroll. It was, because it was Dr. Armand. And if you've never seen the Kroll Show, Kroll, it's very funny and very coded. Like, oh my God, the finale of that show was so Masonic. It was nuts. So it was funny, and I got to decode it while I watched it. So I had a blast. I have rewatched that series probably 6 times now. Kroll Show. Go check it out. But yeah, on one of his routines, it was like trying to get people with a new dog, and this one lady just wanted a pug. I know you have to see it. It's not funny because I'm telling it wrong. Maybe I could find that and drop it for y'all. Let me see.
Sorry, I'm just trying to make sure I get Travis paid. She sent me a message a couple days ago asking for my address, which I completely ignored because I knew I hadn't given him any money. So I wanted to make sure I did that. Then I sent him his address. Now I'm back. Trouble is, he sent me to a QR code. And it's not that I don't use QR codes. I just don't like to use QR codes, so I use them as little as possible. I don't know. Especially when somebody sends it to me on my phone. Like, how the fuck am I supposed to read a QR code on my phone, with my phone? Maybe there's a way. I don't know. I just haven't figured it out. Probably some Google Gemini shit will read it for you. Pick you right there. Either way, I got him some money sent off. I still got to send Daryl Davis some money too. Fuck, I guess while I'm sending out money, maybe I'll have to hit up Melissa and Justin, see if I can't get some of that comfrey salve sent my way.
Why you tell me my ugly ass was on screen this whole time? I wasn't even realizing it. Well, I guess I did look up and talk to y'all at one point, but I didn't realize I looked this bad. Oh, God. My eyes definitely drooping this morning. I don't remember if I took my medicine. I don't think I did because I had a headache when I got up.
I barely have one phone, Callan. Usually if I'm out by myself,
I can't do any searches. Damn it. Wait, what happened?
They were just giving me suggestions on the best way to use a QR code.
Oh, okay.
Callum says, surely you just use your other phone. Everybody's got two phones nowadays. I said, shit, I barely have one phone.
Really? Yeah. There you go. I'm right there with you.
If I just had a small little handheld YouTube player, that's probably all I'd need.
Right?
Don't use my phone for much else, really.
Yeah. Yeah. What? That's what's up, Piney. Piney knows about Crow Show. He put a Rich Dix reference. Yeah. That shit was really stupid. Based on our names. Wait, what? Post is saying his grandmother swore by a silver spoon by her feet in the bed if she was getting a cold. That's wild. Well, silver, antibio, everything, antimicrobial, anti-everything bad for you. So that's, yeah, very, very interesting. Apparently Valentino has you figured out, Josh. There's a little button on the screenshot preview that'll read QR codes and follow the link. I didn't know that either.
Let me see. Yeah, when I say someone shares a QR code with you, I mean they take a screenshot and add it to the chat. Like, here's a screenshot of my QR code.
Oh, okay. Then download it and maybe, oh, look, Brian's on that one. Email it to yourself and then open it on your PC and then use the phone.
Yeah, I did something similar because it's on Teams. I just opened up Teams on the computer, and that's how I made sure I got them paid this morning. Like I said, I could eventually figure out a overly complicated workaround, as is sort of the theme of my entire life, but I was just hoping maybe somebody had something easier. Here's a question. Anybody ever use any of that methylene blue? Anybody dyeing their insides blue? Dyeing their brain blue?
Nope.
I'd be curious. Though it does make sense that
in chat,
the body's not processing any of it out, which is weird because most food colorings per se get most of the blues and the greens get processed out. Your reds and your yellows and those other colors tend to stay in there, but if you eat a strong, healthy diet of Fruit Loops, you'll see that only the blues and the greens get processed through. Just take my word for it.
So back when what was the director's name? Ah, damn it. The Ang Lee Hulk movie was coming out at the theater. The second attempt at a Marvel movie. A real one. I don't remember his name. Eric Bana played
yeah, the one that was done like a comic book, the cool one.
Yeah, the really good one. And so that was coming out, and they were doing like the usual run up to it with all the promotional type situations out there in the world. And one of those promotional situations was, I believe it was Hershey's. It could have been another company, but it probably was Hershey's. Put out a chocolate syrup that was green when you stirred it into your milk or put it on your ice cream or whatever. And I've always been a you're funny, Post. Sorry, I got distracted. You put it on your stuff, you drink your milk, whatever, it's green. So I did it. I like chocolate milk. I'd make some chocolate milk. Probably would put it on like ice cream. I liked it on ice cream. And then went to the bathroom and went, and like about an hour later, my son came out of the bathroom like, Dad. I'm like, it's okay, son. I'm explaining to you how food coloring works. Like, I was worried something was wrong. I'm like, yeah, I was too. For a second. Oh, man. It made me remember that in the original book, novel of Cujo, it's probably mentioned in the movie, but just not dwelt on as much as in the book. The husband of the wife and son who got trapped in the car by the dog was an advertising guy, and one of the issues that he was dealing with that was keeping him distracted from the family was the fact that they had just launched a big promotional campaign for this new cereal that had so much red food coloring in it that it did the same thing in the toilet bowl as the Hulk milk did, except it was red. Needless to say, after hundreds of people freaked the fuck out and went to the emergency room, they had a big problem on their hands, and that was the whole, like, part of half the book was him dealing with that situation. So when I got the Hulk milk, I thought about that it actually happened in real life. Sorry, I'm just playing catch up in chat. I see Daz has lost his monitor and said, fuck that monitor. I'm not getting another one. I said it has let him increase his artistic creativity, which is awesome.
Try flex the old imagination muscle. I did see there was some space lettuce, and I'm just trying to figure out what the hell happened to the plural form of octopus. Like, what the hell? Let's see if I can't share this.
The rest of space lettuce. I'm just trying to figure out.
Andrew, turn that shit off. Whatever it is you're watching, just turn
Whatever
that shit off.
Turn that off, right?
That was you guys on YouTube. What the fuck?
Case in point.
All right, I did pause it. But I do have some space lettuce as well.
Cool.
What was it? A couple days ago, I think I found like the retard cake with the cherry on top for that space lettuce. This one's pretty close. Again, I'll share my screen.
Like at some point or now?
Yeah, I'm sorry. It was just
like eventually. Whenever I get around to telling y'all about space lettuce, I'll go ahead.
Okay, no problem. Here we go. So, this is... I just don't know how they come up with this shit and who actually reads it and believes it. So, galaxies residing in a huge filament of dark matter have been found to be mostly rotating in the same direction that the filament is spinning. Or did I skip some part? Oh, I skipped a little bit of it. Yeah, basically it's the title of it is, scientists discover one of our universe's largest spinning structures, a 50 million light year long cosmic thread. All right.
Dreidel, dreidel, dreidel. Sorry.
And it's a discovery that challenges what astronomers think they know about the environment influences galactic evolution. And the filament is a thread in the cosmic web, which is made of mostly dark matter. I don't even fucking know that then. It's like, we don't know it's there, but it's
we
there.
Can't find it. We can't see it. We can't prove it. We can't show it to you, but this is what it's made of. Holy crap.
And it's also laced with ordinary matter. Oh, okay. That spins the entire universe. Wow, look at that. Located 140 million light years away, the filament has a... sorry, my eyes are a little watery right now from reading this shit. I was laughing, and it was making my eyes water up. Nested structure... At its heart is a row of 14 galaxies almost precisely placed in a line 5.5 million light years long and 117,000 light years wide. And all the rich hydrogen gases that required to form stars. This row of galaxies is then embedded in the larger filament that is 50 million light years in length and is home to around 300 galaxies in total. And it is pretty. Just go to space.com and it's right there. It's kind of a lengthy one, so I'm not going to read the entire thing. But I wonder how many space nerds are just like sitting back, listening to this, and just like, oh yeah, That's my little bit of space lettuce. And Josh, earlier I did type it in the chat. I don't think anyone saw it, but you said that you don't have a single gift for Daisy, even though it's her birthday. And one of the things that I've always done, I'm not like a real big gift giver, but because gifts are just generic, unless you know, like my mom and my dad, I give them gifts. But it's only because I know my mom and dad very, very well, and it's things they wouldn't normally buy for themselves, even though they can afford anything they fucking want. So I was just saying, take Daisy out on a dinner date as if it was your very first date. Make it romantic. And that's where the true sentimentism of your marriage will really ignite. You know what I mean? It's just an idea, but what happened? Did I get booted?
No, you're here. I was distracted because I was trying to read up on my AI thing how we imaged a galaxy 140 million, or a structure in a galaxy 140 million light years away. And after the AI got through laughing, no, I'm kidding. It just talks about long exposures and image stacking and lots of fake shit. We make it up, essentially, is what it's basically rounding out to. We infer a lot.
Yeah, what's interesting
You see
about
this little blue dot? That's a unicorn fart over there a million light years away. Anyway, go ahead, sorry.
Well, they say it's that distance away, and they know that it's hydrogen. Like, I think only retarded people will believe that these other retards that have PhDs, they're going to just believe that. Oh, yeah, that's cool. And here's the math behind it. It's just becoming more ridiculous as the days go on. But some people, they're like Trekkies. I got a buddy who's a Trekkie. Well, he was. And he fully believed in moon landing and deep space and all of that stuff. And it's hard to have a conversation with them. But I just don't get... I mean, I never believed in that shit to begin with, even before I went into Flat Earth. I was like, come on, get the fuck out of here. You know how long a light year is? In miles? But...
how long is it? Do
7.6 trillion miles.
Whatever.
Yeah, it's how the alleged distance that Ole Romer is the one that created the alleged speed of light back in the 1700s, I think. Maybe it was the 1500s. Sometime before, like decent microscopes were around and measuring instruments, and there was no multimeters, and there was no fantastical mirrors or anything. They did it with candles. And if you look up the actual history of that, it's a bunch of bullshit nonsense. But everyone just ran with it, which is 176,000 miles per second. And then just multiply that times the amount of seconds in a year, and that gives you your answer. Is it 7.2 trillion or 7.6 trillion? I forget. Something like that. 7 trillion something. But then you multiply it times 144. That means that light, allegedly, is 144 million light years. It's million, right? I think it was million. But yeah, I think it was 144 million. That means the light is 144 million years old. And it's just now getting to us. But yet they're just completely disregarding light dispersion and beam divergence. So that's another factor that I have a hard time with. And I've talked to a couple of my PhD coworkers about this, and they're like, yeah, no one really takes that serious. I was like, okay, no. But I don't go into the whole flat earth with them and things like that. One of them has a PhD in physics. And he's one of the directors of our programs. Yeah, he's like, yeah, I don't take that serious. I mean, you shouldn't either. Like, oh, okay. But he still believes in the moon landing. So I was like, all right, well, that's kind of a half win. So I'm not going to spoil it for you guys. But I did see that new Predator movie, because I was always into like the Predator movies. I know it's like science fiction, but like space kind of stuff. And
so creatures coming to eat humans from somewhere outside of our known realm is science fiction? Interesting.
Actually, maybe not. I don't know. Maybe we have maybe David Icke was real, or correct, that we really do have lizard people here. But it's
so actually comparable to the the Prey movie, I mean, because to me that brought it all back again, because it kind of had lost the thread by the time we got to the Alien Predator movies. So, and then the Prey movie, you know, where they went into the Native American stuff, really great comeback. So have they continued making it good again? Is that what you're saying? The Predator movie?
I never actually saw that one, so I couldn't.
Oh, dude, if you love Predator, go watch that now. I was blown the fuck away about it. It's so good. Yeah, really great movie.
But yeah, this one, I'm not spoiling anything because it's in the fucking synopsis or in the trailer.
I don't watch trailers. Shut the fuck up. I don't watch trailers. Shut the fuck up.
Good morning, gentlemen. How are you?
No, I'm just talking with you, Andrew. Go ahead.
No.
Hey, what's up, Nuka-Cola?
How's everyone doing?
Doing very well. I was just talking about the new Predator movie that just came out. It's still in theaters, but I know ways around that. And I just couldn't see what the Predators were actually saying because it was in Russian subtitles, just to put it that way. But it's a pretty badass movie. It's probably a lot like Prey, and it's unique. So, but it's definitely, I give it 2 thumbs up. So check it out.
Walter, Prey is overrated.
No, it was really good. I'm sorry. I've watched it a few times now.
It's overrated. You telling me the Predator can't kill some random tribal chick?
Would you hush up and stop spoiling movies for people? Shush.
What's new in America?
He couldn't kill Danny Glover, and do you see the size of the head that dude's toting around? Come on.
What have I missed? What's up in America? Besides the shooting, I'm told.
What shooting?
Was there some shooting recently?
Well, probably. Like go to Chicago.
It was like
probably
yesterday or something.
Like set your stopwatch and then I don't know, probably.
I'm pretty sure somebody said there was some shooting.
Well, the major thing in politics right now that I'm actually really happy about.
There were some people grilling meat too. Sorry to interrupt, Andrew. Just as a heads up. I think yesterday somebody in America grilled some meat also. People shot guns and people grilled meat. Yep. Welcome to America.
People ate food and took a shower.
Well, they do that everywhere. I think like outdoor grilling is not necessarily solely to America. But
when I was in the Middle East, I only saw people taking a shower about once every week at most, but usually... I'm not kidding.
Is that like when you got some downtime? Once a week, you'd head off to watch people take a shower? Is that the way I understand it?
I wasn't watching them. It was just the fact that I was asking them.
You just happened to catch a glimpse once a week, every week?
No, we had translators and stuff, and we were asking them tons of questions.
Gotcha. You said you saw people take showers once a week. That's what threw me off.
I may have misspoken on that. No, I wasn't keeping Tom or something. That's fucking weird. But the thing is, it's the middle of the desert, and water is very limited because it doesn't rain very often. And from there, it's like the wealthy people, yeah, they actually have sewage and they have water lines and stuff like that. But everyone else, the majority of the people, yeah, they don't get to shower very often. So, I mean, anyways. Not trying to go off on that, but the thing about what's going on mostly that I'm happy about is the Somali situation, I think, is getting corrected. I'm not sure if you've heard about all this, but they're taking over Minnesota, or if you live in Minnesota, and I think they're going to be denaturalized and fucking deported because they're just, most of them are scam artists.
Who's getting deported? Shit.
Somalians.
Somalians, okay.
Yeah, we're fucking sending them back because they've defrauded the U.S. government and taxpayers for billions of dollars, and we're figuring it out.
Why don't you deport the Afrikaners as well?
I mean, like Elon Musk and
because if you say that out loud, you get deemed a racist, and they're going to start looking for your white hood.
Both of y'all are white. Afrikaners and you guys are white. Both of you all are white. How is it racist?
So an Afrikaner's not just someone from African? Like a Americaner could just be one who's American. You mean an Afrikaner and an African are two separate races? Just by adding an ER at the end?
Yeah.
Weird. Like we come up with whole new racial slurs for people around here.
Okay, so what is the language? I know obviously you speak English pretty well, better than actually some actually American-born citizens. But what is the other language that you speak? It's Afrikaans, right?
I can speak Afrikaans, but that's not my second or third language. I speak isiZulu, that is from my mother's side, and isiXhosa from my grandmother's side, because I'm Xhosa and Zulu. And I learned Afrikaans in school, like I learned English in school.
Oh, okay. There's another guy. He's Flatzoid, even though he changed his YouTube channel name.
No, I'm aware of him.
Okay. And he said that, he Afrikaans was his first language, and then he had to learn English later on. And he says, like, when he thinks about things or he has dreams, it's in Afrikaans. And I asked him to say a couple sentences to me, and I was like, wow, that's very different sounding.
Yeah, look, a lot of, if you're talking about South Africans that are black, they will have the indigenous language. They grow up with the indigenous language. So it will be Zulu, Xhosa, Sepedi, Soto, whatever. And then they go to school and learn English. Same thing with the Afrikaners. Their native language is Afrikaans. So they'll grow up speaking Afrikaans. And then they'll have to go to school and learn English. And then you'll have the people that are from England that immigrated here and whatever, and their generations, whatever, they normally speak English, and they go to school to learn a second language, which will either be Afrikaans or one of the other indigenous languages like isiZulu. Those are the two most popular ones. So we all go to school to sort of learn another language so you can better communicate with the rest of the country, because you can't just know one language. Most people know at least two languages in the country.
Check.
Oh, you found it. Your voice, that is.
Oh, okay. I forgot I lost my voice yesterday. I was like, I didn't realize, I forgot all about it until I tried to say something. I was like,
Well, where did you lose it? Did you, like, leave it in the car or something?
if I knew, wouldn't I be speaking right now, Andrew?
I think a couple of kids caught him riding down the street, pushed him off his bike, beat him up, and stole it.
Okay, this obviously isn't going to work. I'm going to try to get one thing out and then go. But I just pictured the Predator sitting on a couch, and then that host walks in, and the Predator's all, she said she was 18. It's To Catch a Predator. Okay, someone in your chat said something about To Catch a Predator, and I just cracked up picturing like the monster predator sitting on a couch and getting busted. Okay, I love you guys. This isn't gonna work. Hey,
go rest your voice, man.
Yeah, Andrew, how long does this usually last, you know? I rode my bike in the cold rain is what happened.
I've never lost my voice, but as far as I know, people, I mean, just go on the internet. I think people drink like lemon tea and stuff like that, and it helps it out. And it's just, you have to stop talking. That's the thing. I think it's about a week, something like that.
Oh, shit. Well, are you going to be there Sunday?
Yeah, I'm going to try to, but I'm going to be having dinner with my parents, so I don't really know how it's going to work out. So. All
right. I'll text Lowry and let him know. I forgot all about it until I tried to talk to you guys. I was like, hey, Cthulhu.
Yeah, no problem. And
okay, much love, guys. And I'm enjoying the show anyway, but this is impossible.
Yeah, you gotta stop putting things in your throat that shouldn't be there.
I was about to say, I knew he looked fishy. I mean, she.
All right.
I mean,
All right, love you guys.
the only way you get a good throat game is through practice, practice, practice.
Oh, by the way, the pink Mike Tyson tattoo, my daughter shut it down. I was going to get it.
If you do that, I will never talk to you again.
I'm glad somebody did.
Uh-huh. You got to be kidding me, Andrew.
Is it embarrassing that it took a child to talk sense into you?
Actually, I just now thought about that. That's pretty rough.
Yeah. Well, I mean, then again, you're AI, so you can probably just erase it like pretty quickly. I mean, whatever.
Oh, you know what though? Oh wow, I just woke up. Watson, he was like, I'm glad you're not getting a Mike Tyson tattoo, but I do have a hilarious idea. You should turn your trans stamp into a trans stamp, like change
Don't
from
do that
trans
here.
to trans.
Don't.
Dude, Andrew, I didn't know you had such a list of like friend requirements. I'm AI.
I dared you to get a Don Pettit tattoo, and I didn't think you were going to take me up on the bet. And you fucking did it.
All right,
I'm going to tell you, don't get that Mike Tyson on your face because of what Amory told you.
No, remember? my daughter, Amory.
Well, she told you. Oh, anyways, we'll talk about it another time.
I know what you're talking about. I know what you're talking about. She said that's too far.
Yeah, neck and face tattoos. Yeah.
That would be a way to get a divorce, though. Come home with Mike Tyson tattoo on my face. I'm like, hey, I'll just go ahead and start packing now.
Yeah.
All right.
Don't.
I got to go. This hurts, guys. Much love, gang.
Cheers.
Much love, Rico.
Cheers.
Take care, Rico. Love you, brother.
Okay. Thanks. Love you too. Love you.
So look, guys, before we get too far from the topic, there is something I would like to bring back up, is the showering thing that you mentioned, Andrew. Growing up, I can remember my grandmothers both fussing every time one of us would run to go take a bath. They're like, when we spent the week or the night or the couple weekends or whatever, you don't need to bathe every day. It's bad for you. And, of course, we were like, what are you talking about, crazy old lady? And then later on, when I began to look into natural health and healing and the body's natural systems and took biology, that was my major in college, and just really got into looking at the system that protects our bodies within this world of things that tries to, invade and take over our bodies. Allegedly, at the time, I didn't know about the fakery of germs and stuff like that. But regardless, there is a layer of protective microbiome on your body. And it's there, like, created that way. It wasn't an accident. It didn't evolve. It was put there for a reason. And the reason is to keep bad things from happening at that barrier. Inflammation, bad germ, whatever you want to call it, things get in your skin and fuck you up. I'm a person who, from growing up in an era where we were all, regularly taken and immunized by our mothers and stuff, because we didn't have any choice in the matter, and our mothers were brainwashed into believing they were doing good stuff for us. My skin developed this whole thing where, like, I don't do scents well, I don't do changes to my area with my skin well, and I have to be very careful about the things I use when I do take showers. But if you peruse many health alternative people out there in the world, you'll find repeated information about the not just non-necessity of daily bathing, but the actual harm it does to your skin, your natural biome, the health of your body, the health of your skin. Your skin is the biggest organ of your body. It is the largest organ you have. And so this whole era that has now gone nuts, it wasn't just now, it wasn't really now since 2020 or 19 or whatever, that all these people walk around with little fucking bottles of fucking hand sanitizer that kills every protective thing on your hand that's trying to keep you from having all these issues. But now it's to the point where, like, I walk in a store behind a family, and every child and the family and the parent all go over to the little goop thing and get it, and they're just, you know. And so then we go out and we do the garage sales with the sister-in-law, and literally every time we get back in the car from a little area of looking at people's stuff, she grabs the little bottle out of her console and stinks up the car with the alcohol smell. And about the third or fifth time this happened, I was like, okay, don't you, because she's the one I used to do this reality check show with, local cable access, where we had many, many health people on, people talking about don't eat margarine. It's like one molecule away from plastic. Don't use microwaves. It kills the biome and the enzymes in your food, and baby's formula kills the baby. All this, every healthy thing that we learned from people that came on our show repeatedly and taught us, like, most of the modern shit is out to kill you, especially hand sanitizers. We had a specific person talk about that kills all the good shit on you and creates bad things going on with your skin, and you're absorbing all these bad things, But all that's gone out of her head, and she just lives with this shit on her all the time.
How
Anyway,
often
I'm
are you
sorry.
supposed to wash then?
I'm sorry?
How often are you supposed to take a shower then?
So, like, once every couple of 3 days is sufficient. If you have stinky areas, do a whole bath over there with a rag and clean it out, clean it up. But, you have to be... If you're destroying everything that's on there to keep parasitic things off and regardless of what you think about germs, whatever, things get in your body parasitically and do bad things. And if that protective layer is gone, they can just walk right in, period. That's just a fact. So you definitely have to, you know what? I'm talking shit. Let me go look it up, make sure I'm not nuts.
All right, I'm going to show you guys something. I'm not sure if you guys ever heard about this, but this guy,
go ahead.
He just died a few years ago. And the man who never bathed is Amu Haji, an Iranian hermit who lived for over 60 years without bathing due to a fear of getting sick. He died in 2022, the age of 94, a few months after he was finally persuaded by villagers to take his first bath in decades.
There you fucking go.
Yeah, I know, it's weird.
So I just looked it up.
Yeah.
And daily bathing is not automatically bad for health, but it causes many problems for skin and the skin microbiome if it's too frequent, too hot, harsh soaps, everything else. For many healthy adults, showering every 2 to 3 days and washing dirty areas more often is perfectly fine and healthy. Downsides of daily bathing are that skin's natural strips the natural oils, disturbs the protective barrier, I'm trying to read too fast, leads to dryness, irritation, itching, flares up with conditions of like eczema and psoriasis, which weren't a thing until daily bathing became an issue, because I've done a lot of research on psoriasis and eczema for a friend of mine, eczema. Overwashing disturbs the skin microbiome, removing the beneficial microbes that help protect against inflammation and infection. Dermatological sources note that showering more than once a day or taking long hot showers increases the risk of these problems. So, I could go on. This goes on for a long time, but it's essentially what I'm trying to say. 2 or 3 showers a week is fine. Every 2 or 3 days. And that's just me. I'm a stinky fucker.
All right, here's my little story about...
Go ahead.
When I got to boot camp, when you first get there, they at least in the Navy, they call it your P days, your processing days. And they give you one T-shirt, one pair, you have to wear tighty whities. I fucking hate those things, but you have to wear them. But and then on top of that, you have to have like spring trunks as well. And then, long sleeve sweatpants, a long sleeve sweatshirt, a hoodie. And then we're not allowed to exercise at all, even though, because we're not processed through, we're not cleared. It's called cleared for full duty, certified for full duty. And you have to go to see doctors and nurses and get your eyes checked again, and then get all those fucking injections, which after that, they're like, oh, you're fit for full duty at this point. I'm like, oh shit. It went 13 days. We weren't allowed to shower or change our clothes for 13 fucking days. You could not believe the smell that was coming from the inside of that boot camp compartment.
Don't you get used to the smell?
Not when it's like that.
Not that many people. You could probably go nose blind over yours and maybe 2 or 3 other people, but that many people, it's near
not
impossible.
120 people. Yeah, it's. But Josh, did you have to do that same thing? You weren't allowed to shower until you were full duty?
I don't think so. I don't remember going that long in the Marine Corps without a shower. Like, even at the end of boot camp before we graduated, where we were all able to shower. Like, I don't remember not being able to, but even then, not the senior drill instructor, because he was the softy, so he was always relatively nice. But the heavy drill instructor, the guy that would come in and be the dick all the time, every time he walked in, it'd say it smelled like feet and assholes. Even after showering. So I don't know. I can't imagine what 2 weeks in Marine Corps boot camp and no shower would smell. Well, that's not true. I spent a lot of time in Canada, and we had pretty limited showers.
Where did you go to boot camp? Where did you go to boot camp?
San Diego. I was a Hollywood Marine.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. I was up in Great Lakes, Illinois. It's the only place they have Navy boot camp now. And I was there in July. And it's very humid. I was not used to that kind of stuff. And a lot of people also were not. And I could smell myself to the point where, like, I would actually, like, just go into the head, and I would just get water and just kind of, like, rub it on my body and stuff, because using a little bit of, like, hand soap and stuff. A lot of people were doing that because they were like, yeah, this smells like shit. And it also became people were saying, yeah, this is a health issue. Yeah, 13 fucking days without showering. And they weren't allowed to PT. By the way, for everyone, PT is physical training. So they weren't allowed to do that to us, but they were allowed to make us march and do other things like that, but no PT at all. And yeah, I can't even imagine how long. If I went like another 13 days, I probably would have just dropped out. Like, fuck this. It's a weird topic. I don't know. I'm going to shut up.
Well, when I was 17 and was in Canada, I was up there for about a month. 28 days, I think. And probably 26 of them were like out in the woods. And we could bathe, but we had to have like super special biodegradable soap because the environment's so pristine. So it's not like you could just take a bar of Irish Spring up there into Canada and wash your ass in a lake. Like, it's all very controlled as to the chemicals and what you can and can't take with you. At least as far as outward bound was concerned. So we could still shower, but after 28 days, because there were 2 groups of us, the other group we never even really saw. But on the last point, when the 2 groups had done their travels and they were coming back to base camp, and we just kind of like joined up a few miles before, and we just kind of came into base together. I mean, you could absolutely smell them downwind. And that was with showers. After 28 days of even showers with weird, not very good biodegradable soap. After 28 days, like, you could smell them before you saw them. Granted, there was only like 12 to 14 of us in each group, and my group was made up entirely of boys, so there was probably a good reason we could smell the other group before we could see them. But it didn't matter if we were taking a baths or not.
So I think Caleb and Chad brings up a great point to all of this. If you're not detoxing shit out all the time, you smell good. Garbage in, garbage out. And that's a huge part of why people stink, is indeed the truth. And then I also saw, who was it? Damn it, where is it? I've lost it. I'm sorry. I'm trying to find it. Humans are stinky. Jax says, yes, they are indeed. And like animals, at one point we used those scents to determine things about each other, which is why the deodorant and the baiting and all that shit got hoisted upon us so that we could not actually know stuff about each other instinctively. But that's just my opinion. I'm probably a lunatic that likes smelly boots. Kombucha mushroom people. Sitting all around all day. Can't believe it.
Man, I can't stop thinking about those Somali people. Does that seem right to anybody?
What do you mean, racist? For people that are coming into our country and taking advantage of the system and have no intention whatsoever of helping their own country, and then they pledge allegiance to Somalia?
Mm-hmm.
No, it's not racist. No.
Okay. Now, explain that interesting part in the Weimar Republic around 1933, 1934. What happened to all the Jewish people in Germany?
1932 and 33. I would have to look into that again. I've watched, The Greatest Story Never Told like 5 times, and I've also watched Europa: The Last Battle. But that one, I'm drawing a blank.
That was the rise of Nazi Germany, right there.
Well, it was the National Socialist Party. It wasn't Nazi. That was a term that the United States came up with as propaganda. Germans didn't even use it as a term. It wasn't a word. According to the documentaries that I've watched and information that I've read.
Well, sure.
But what happened
like Islamofascism. But when I say Islamofascism, I think people understand what it means. Whether it's a thing or not, because some bureaucrat in Washington, D.C. says we need something scary to call people. Let's come up with this term, Islamofascism. It's your basic Muslim Hitler. Yeah.
Josh, before you go on, I'm trying to find the correlation you're trying to make.
Well, let's just say that if the Somalis were saying, you know what, we're going to loan money out to people, but we're going to charge a huge amount of interest. And we're going to take over the banking industry, we're going to take over the entertainment industry, and we're going to take over all these industries until people say, you know what, enough of this. We're going to ship all you Somalis out because you're a threat to our society, to our way of life. Like, is that not what happened in Germany, in the Weimar Republic around 1933, 1934?
Right, yeah, I'm drawing the correlation right before you were saying that, right before Nicole that was saying, yeah, okay, so there's an invasion of a certain amount of people coming into an area where they're not really welcomed, and they're fucking it up.
Yep.
And then all the people there...
Maybe not necessarily fucking it up. They're fucking it up for you. Their lives are improving. Yours isn't. They're fucking it up for you, but for them and the other Somali people for whom they're only going to do business, things are going swell. Because they'll just rip you off because they don't give a shit about you. But their life and their friends and their family and all of the friends and people from their country are doing fucking hunky-dory.
Yeah, I see what you're talking about. And that's happening with a lot of... I think in France, it's mostly Pakistanis that are going over there. And then they're like, oh, stop picking on us. We're just here to live. It's like, no, you're here causing riot and messing and bleeding off the welfare system. But yet if France were to go over there, it would be a different situation.
Which brings me to my point, is that what Germany did necessarily wrong. If their way of life is being threatened, I mean, the way they went about it probably could be in question one way or the other. Regardless of what you think the final outcome was, I think the way they went about it was probably kind of piss poor. I mean, it's one thing to say, you know what, we need to keep Germany for Germans, and it's another thing to say we need to have complete and total world domination. Let's go conquer Europe. But, like, initially, they're saying, look, you either come here and you speak our language and you assimilate to our culture, and you do the way things are being done now, or fuck off. Or we just don't need you here. Because what you're going to do is you're going to completely destroy what this country is and turn it into something else. And that's not what we want. And I think that's a perfectly reasonable stance to take.
I would agree. And a lot of people say that's too extreme. And my response will always be like, oh, shit.
Well, there used to be a country called England that was made primarily up of white people. White Christian people were like, so much of civilization was spread through this little country called England. Like, talk about world domination. It all came from this little country called England once upon a time. I mean, you probably couldn't look around and find a traditional English person these days because it's all just been completely overrun. The ones you do find are just pissed off and angry because their country's gone or about to be.
Oh, England is fallen. They're fucked. There are so many. I mean, I don't like watching the news, but I will, like, in the background, I'll listen to like these political reports of things that are happening in different countries. And recently there was a 12-year-old girl in England that was abducted by a Pakistani, and he raped her and gave her, fractured her skull and, beat her up pretty bad. And the person that reported that, not the young girl, it was like a bystander that had actually watched it. She got arrested for reporting that. Even then, and the other guy that raped that 12-year-old girl, no charges, none at all. Yeah, England has fallen. The only way to have it come back.
I'm pretty sure there's going to be more to that story than what you just said.
Well, there was a police report about it. No charges were filed. They arrested the woman that reported it.
Why did they arrest the woman that reported it?
Because she used a homophobic term against him.
Right. And then what did they do with the guy?
Nothing. As far as I know. This is like the most recent thing that I've heard of. It's not the first time.
So here's what I think this. Can I say what I think the story is?
Sure.
So I think they were co-workers. And they were all out drinking, and this guy ended up like assaulting her and hurting her. At least this is the latest one I heard. This I was watching. It might have even been Andrew Wilson on Piers Morgan. And the lady that was assaulted had sent some messages from the emergency room, because she was in the emergency room, and was sending messages to her friend who was another coworker. And she was, pissed, legitimately pissed, because she'd been assaulted to the point that she had to go to the hospital. And in those text messages, she called the guy that assaulted her a faggot. And then about 2 weeks later, cops came and arrested her for doing so. Because in that,
I might be getting that mixed up then. That might be the right one.
In that private text message to her coworker about another coworker that had physically assaulted her, she got arrested for calling him a faggot, and he had yet to receive any charges whatsoever. Never saw one thing happen to him for having assaulted her. Because she called him a faggot, she gets arrested and hauled off.
Yeah, that's the one I'm thinking of. I'm sorry, I mistook that one with the 12-year-old girl, because there was the 12-year-old girl that got abducted and raped, and still no charges.
Yeah, I think that was a while back.
Is there proof that she got raped?
The 12-year-old girl, yeah. I mean, with an adult man.
Yeah, it was the proof
not
that
hard
she
to,
got raped. Because you have
DNA
to press charges and arrest the person, you're going to need some proof. If they rape the girl and the girl doesn't report it, goes home and has a bath and carries on with her life, they can't charge the guy because then there's no proof.
Nah, they can charge him here. Here they can charge him.
in the Middle East, what I found out is that if a woman says that she was raped, there has to be at least 3 other witnesses. Other than that, they dismiss
Because
it.
every time women get raped, there's going to be 2 other dudes.
So that's not what they mean when they say witness. Like when they say you need another witness, it's not like they need to have a group of guys standing around watching, or a group of people per se. So if you're going to do it, you have to do it in public so that other people can see, so that way know it's there. It's basically, it's someone who's going to swear a statement to the fact. That's what they mean when they say witness. When they say witness, they mean someone who can be called up to say that, yes, this happened, not that, yes, I saw it happen, per se, I think is how that works.
Yeah, well, their testimony is one thing, and I only know this because I was deployed there 3 times, and I was always talking to the locals, and they were telling me about this kind of stuff, and we had the internet out there, so I would look it up, and I was like, holy shit. No, Sharia law is a real thing?
Well, Josh, you said they, which is America, they can arrest a person even without proof. How?
I mean, reasonable articulable suspicion of a crime?
But isn't a crime supposed to be proved beyond a reasonable doubt?
Not before
Not
they
that
arrest
he
you.
likely
No.
did it.
I mean, ideally, yes, but plea bargains will destroy that real quick. I mean, that's how the judge is going to rule at the end of the day. And if it's like a federal criminal case, then it's going to require a certain state of evidence. If it's like a civil case, if you're going to take her, like President Trump was held civilly liable for rape, not criminally. They couldn't prove it criminally. They could only prove it civilly, and civilly only requires that preponderance of evidence. You don't have to prove it like beyond a reasonable doubt. You only need to have 50.1% of the evidence in your favor. You need to have that preponderance of evidence for a civil case.
So if I'm at the playground,
I don't know, I'm not a lawyer.
My niece or something, and another kid says, "Oh, this person, assaulted me," I could get arrested.
Yep.
With no proof or anything.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And if you go to court, do all of your cases have to have a jury?
Nope. Depends on the kind of case. But you can also waive it. You can choose to have it adjudicated by just a judge only. You don't have to have a jury trial. You have a right to a jury trial to be tried by a jury of your peers. But you can waive that right and say, well, I just want a judge to look at this. I just need a judge to rule on this. I can waive that.
See, that's what I like about.
I don't know. I'm not a lawyer.
A jury trial, because it's other people, not just crazy law people that are just going to follow the law. In my country, you don't have that. You have to sit in front of a magistrate or a judge.
And see, and here it's a jury of your peers, and that's where it rubs me the wrong way. Like, I can't imagine.
So?
Well, I think I could make a really good case arguing in front of a jury of my actual peers. If you want to define peers as anybody else that's been registered and signed up to vote or signed up to be for jury duty, if anybody that registered for jury duty is the only thing that qualifies them as my peers, then even then they wouldn't qualify because I'm not signed up for jury duty. I don't know how and what would qualify 12 rando people from the fucking normie selections is going to make them my peers. Know what I mean?
I see your point, but I always thought the jury trial thing was, for example, if somebody, let's say you have a kid, somebody kills your kid, and you go and kill the person because they killed your kid. Then you go for a court case for murder. That if you have a jury trial, that the people on that jury, some of them are going to be parents, some of them will have children, whatever. They might say not guilty even though you are completely fucking guilty, because they feel like you had the right to kill that person because they killed your child. Whilst if you're just arguing in front of a judge, the judge is going to say, you took the law into your own hands, you're guilty, you go to prison.
Well, ideally, the judge and the jury would be judging the same charges based on the same law and be basically required to read it the same way. I mean, they both have a lot of leniency on how they can rule. Like, a jury can absolutely say, look, you took his, it wasn't self-defense. Look, this guy came and raped and killed your daughter, and you spent 2 weeks hunting him down. You went and bought the gun, and you shot him dead cold in the middle of the night. But that's cool. That's fine. Jury has that power. I don't know that a judge would necessarily have that power. He could give you a reduced sentence, reduced charges. He could plead you out, plead you down to a fucking parking violation, technically, if he wanted to. But the power of there is a large power in a jury, no doubt. Like even back in 2011, when you could find me out on the streets with a protest sign, that was my protest sign, was good jurors nullify bad laws. And that's the power of jury nullification, is they can just take whatever law they have and nullify it so it's completely ineffective on the books. Just say, nope, you did it, but that's okay. Even though it's against the law, we think it's okay that you did that, and we're not going to find that you did anything wrong, regardless of what the law says. Jury has that power. That's the power of jury nullification. That's the right they will have you sign away, typically before you'll be accepted for jury duty. That's why the best way to get out of jury is just to utter those two little words at some point in the process of jury selection. Just a whisper of jury nullification will probably get you sent home pretty quick, because they'll have you sign that away real quick, as quick as possible, I think. I don't know. I'm not a lawyer. Don't take my advice. I don't know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I'd rather take my chances with a jury than with a judge.
I think there's also been circumstances where the judge just didn't appreciate what the jury did and went against the jury.
They can do that?
Welcome to America.
Then what's the point of the jury if the judge can just say, fuck
See,
you guys are idiots.
now you're
This
getting
is what
it.
I'm doing.
Now you're getting it. It's almost as though the entire process is just a big dog and pony show meant to make you think that you've got rights.
Oh, that's stupid, then.
Well, it's not stupid. Just think how many people, I mean, it does certainly help. Everything comes down to force is the bottom line. It makes that process a little more user-friendly, really. Like, no matter what rules you make, what laws you want, at the bottom line, it's going to come down to force. So the only way you can have law is through force. Men will have to enforce that law. Period. So at the end of the day, if the men just say, nope, we're not going to enforce that law, guess what happens? The law doesn't get enforced. It's not really a law. Because the men have that monopoly on force. They're the ones that do the enforcement. The law is whatever those with the force say it is. Seems kind of dictatorial. So here, have a jury trial. Spend some time in court. That'll be fun. We'll drain you of your resources and do a big dog and pony show and then exercise force against you. That way you think you had a chance to begin with. And maybe every once in a while we'll throw people a bone. Make it look like that's what it's meant to do. Yay, justice. No force. And you can go back and read the great writers of England and early America, and John Locke and all the founding fathers, where they talk about God-given rights. But again, that's just part of the brainwashing. Part of the great experiment was to make people think that there was such a thing as fucking rights. And that God gave them to you and you're born with them and they're inherent. Despite
the other thing about
despite the contrary, despite the evidence in front of your eyes, will make you think that a judge is going to really, at the end of the day, matter. That the rules that we write for ourselves, that we will actually hold ourselves to it, and not you, and pretend that there is a thing called equal justice under the law. Suckers.
Yeah, when I was going through my little predicament of my legal issues, my attorney, a public pretender, him and the district attorney, they are basically working together. And he said, okay, so do you want a jury trial? And I said, what would happen if I do or don't? And he said, well, if you get a jury trial and you're found guilty by the jury, then I was going to be looking at like 10 years. He said, or me and the district attorney, the prosecuting attorney, which is, another fucked up situation, but these people go out to lunch with each other. Shit, you don't care. He said, well, or you can take the deal that we're going to give you. And then no jury trial. And then that's basically what the judge has to agree to. But if the jury doesn't come to a decision, it's a hung trial. And then the judge has to basically adjourn it, and then it starts back over or some shit like that. So I was like, I'm not going to fucking go through a jury trial. That sounds horrible. Because a lot of people that go through that kind of stuff, they stay in jail for a lot longer than they thought they were going to be, rather than just taking a quick little deal and getting the fuck out. Or possibly being found innocent. But yeah, the judge ultimately they're in charge of the courtroom. They have way too much power. Like what the judges are doing right now with all these, like people that are obviously guilty about certain situations. They're like, oh, yeah, that's okay. I'm just going to let you out of prison. Like, wait a second, what? He just killed 3 people. Yeah, but he wasn't competent to stand. It's like, what the flying fuck? These judges, I don't know how long it's been, but I think back in the day, judges that would do that kind of stuff would be dragged by a horse until they died. But nowadays, that shit's not even happening. I know it seems kind of crude for me to say that, but for law enforcement, like U.S. Marshals and stuff like that, and the sheriffs, they would go arrest these judges.
So
be like, oh yeah, you're corrupt. You're done.
You don't watch a lot of First Amendment audits, do you, Andrew?
I've watched many of them. Not all of them, but many, many of them.
Well, I guess do you stay up to date? I guess is my question. So, like, James Freeman has been doing a documentary. He's been making this documentary for years, he says. Like 3 or 4 years he's been filming this documentary over another auditor, a guy named Otto the Watchdog. So I guess he was doing his thing, James Freeman, with his camera, filming Otto the Watchdog, who had his camera doing his thing and was watching cops and watching judges, and I guess was in this town and had maybe come across some issues with the judge, and apparently got a tip that the judge had threatened some of these defendants, threatened their life. Like, you either take this plea deal or I will kill you type of situation. And the prosecuting attorney just refused to bring any charges against the judge, thinking that, well, I just don't think I could prove this beyond a reasonable doubt, so I can't prosecute the judge. Sorry. I don't think I could convince an entire jury that this judge had actually threatened the life of this man to get this plea deal. And then all these videos come out of the judge walking around like on the sidewalk, getting pissed off, threatening to kill people and stuff. It's like this whole fucking thing. And judges,
I'm not aware, but
to the extent that police have like qualified immunity and they're allowed to do certain things under certain situations, judges have like unlimited qualified immunity. So it's like, it's not even qualified. It's like unlimited immunity. They can just almost do whatever the fuck they want. it makes it really hard.
There's a scene from, I'm not sure if you've seen it. It's called Law Abiding Citizen. Have you seen that?
I think
It's
so.
a nice movie.
Okay. It's with Gerard Butler, where he gets like really pissed off that the two people that murdered his wife and daughter and almost killed him. He spent 10 years plotting out revenge against like everything in the city. I think it was in Philadelphia. And at one point, the judge, there's also Jamie Foxx. He's like the prosecuting attorney in that trial. And he's sitting there, Jamie Foxx is sitting there in this one little scene where he said, the judge says, yeah, there's no cell phones allowed in my courtroom. And then all of a sudden her cell phone rings while they're in her chamber. And he says, "What? I thought you said there was no cell phones allowed." He's like, "Well, that's the nice thing about being a judge. I can pretty much do whatever the fuck I want." And then she opens up the cell phone and says hello, and it blasts her through her temple and kills her. That was the little trap that Gerard Butler had set for her somehow. And it's kind of fucked up to think about that, but yeah, it's not easy to remove a judge from the bench. And it does happen. It's just not often enough. I know that, like, the only people, as far as I know, I could be a little off on this, that are allowed to arrest the president, like handcuffs, are sheriffs and U.S. Marshals. I think the same thing goes with judges. Aside from that, regular police officers, nope, can't do it. Military, can't do it. Yeah. These judges need to be put in their place. And that's why I think some of these people actually become judges. It's sort of like how some of these really wimpy guys that got picked on when they were in high school, or like the jocks that have a fucking IQ of like 15, they become police officers. Because they're like, oh yeah, I'm going to be a bully. They don't give a flying fuck. They want that power that they had or never had. That's why I will never be a cop. Never, ever. Anyway.
Most people want power, though.
Not me. I like teaching. I like building. I like conspiring. I don't want power. Fuck that.
Not all, but most.
Molding the young minds of the future, all while saying you like conspiring, I believe was your word. Sounds like you want power. You just don't want to be the face of power.
No, inspiring.
Oh. I'll have to.
Not conspiring.
Somebody go back and double check that. I don't think that's what you said.
Okay. One of the guys I was locked up with, I said, hey, that's one of the main questions you always ask. He's like, oh, what are you in for? And he said, conspiring. I was like, okay. I didn't even know what the fuck that meant. So.
What's wrong with power, Andrew?
Because it gets abused.
So
how's that power? That saying go? Power is absolute, but absolute power is something. I forget how it goes. People abuse
I think
it.
It says power corrupts, and absolute power corrupts absolutely.
There you go. There you go. But I mean, some people will have power. I have power in my classroom. I have that. I have absolute power in my classroom. I'm not abusing it, though. I'm not.
How do you know?
Because I'm breaking the fucking rules to make my students learn.
So you can break the rules because you have power. That's abusing power.
All right, here we go.
Okay. Yeah,
you let me know.
Sure. We don't have much time left. It's a minute. I like teaching. I like building. I like conspiring. I want power. Fuck that.
Not all, but most.
That was definitely, I like it, conspiring. I mean, I'm totally going to cut that and use that every morning.
I did not say conspiring. No.
Did you not just hear it? You want me to play it again?
I didn't hear anything.
Really?
No.
Like it was coming through the microphone. There's weird.
I like teaching. I like building. I like conspiring. I want power.
Pat, did you hear any of that?
Nope.
Nope. Well, it was conspiring. Go back and listen to it.
I did not say that.
You want to bet?
Apparently you did, Andrew.
How much would you like to bet, Andrew? You name the amount.
I'll bet you a fish taco. How does that one sound?
All right, but I prefer redheads.
If I said conspiring, that would be really weird for me to say when I was
Freudian?
on
That'd
it.
be really Freudian?
Uh-huh.
No, it was no.
Yeah, he definitely said conspiring.
You could go back and listen to it, Andrew. For the record, before you say something you regret, you can go back and listen to it.
I just said.
I know that's what he said. I just listened to it 3 times in a row.
I said conspiring?
Yes.
That's fucking weird.
I swear, man, I'm not being ass to you.
No, I was saying, okay, when I said I like to teach, build, and inspire.
You said conspire. He just played back, dude.
I didn't hear it.
Play it again. Go on late. Play it again.
Did you hear it, Rico? Did you hear me play it?
He heard it on
I swear,
YouTube.
yeah, I heard the playback too. It's like a hard C too.
No, it's not a, it was not a Freudian. No, it was not a Freudian slip. No, it was not.
Either that or you meant it. You either meant conspiring or it was a Freudian slip. When you say one thing, but you mean a mother.
I know what Freudian slips are. I've taken
all right
philosophy courses.
All I'm saying is you can go back and listen to it, and like I said,
You did say
you name the
conspiring,
price.
though. I got $100 on it.
Like I'll match it, quintuple it.
All
What you want? What you want, Andrew?
Well, then I'll send you guys a fish taco. Then how does that sound? It's going to be in the mail.
Fish and shrimp taco
Well, don't
in the mail.
send her in the mail. Jesus, driver, at least.
Helicopter.
Send her.
Helicopter that shit.
Buy her an Uber. Fuck. And that's a real disrespectful way to refer to women, Andrew.
No, just saying, I'll mail you a fish taco because it wouldn't be any good by the time it got there. It would be like rotten. And
Karen B in chat is trying to save you, Andrew. She thinks the hard K came from the word before it. I mean, the hard C.
Hey, Karen.
Yeah, she's popped in right at the end.
Hey,
Here,
Karen.
she was lurking.
It's Rico.
We got to get out of here. We're
we
running
gotta
into
get out of
OT
here.
at this point.
All right, let's do it then. Thanks, everybody. Good to see you, Karen.
311.
Thank y'all. Love y'all.
Cheers.
Love y'all.
Love you guys.
Thanks, Andrew.
Have a great
Thanks,
weekend,
Nuka.
guys.
Thanks, Rico.
Happy Friday.
Feel better, Zach. Y'all have a great weekend.
TGIF. We'll see you all back here next week for more of the Ironworks. Have yourselves a terrific weekend. Be good. Be well. Do good. Do it well. We love you. Bye-bye.
Mm-hmm.